Well, here I am retracing my steps down to. It's like being on the moon. I'm walking over my own footprints from the other day. Nothing's disturbed them. This area gets 10% precip every year. It's very arid. But Maggie this morning was right. Forrest Fenn did not do this. He did not walk this at 80 by himself. I mean, it's just too much, I think. It's definitely unsafe, especially if you're carrying something, especially if you're carrying 20 pounds. No way. 2 times in, 2 times out. I'm not even at the creek yet. It's even worse up ahead. When you go down, and then you have to come back up, it's even worse. Came from there. You can see it. We're still going over the top. This is what we have going down. It's been about 15 minutes since I talked last. Well, 10 minutes. Do we really think Forrest Fenn was walking this when he was 80? I went off on a side road too. It's just kind of a big parking circle, dirt road. So here we are though, going down this. I don't know, folks. It would be very foolish. I mean, quite frankly, it's kind of foolish for me to be out here by myself. But I did leave the instructions for where I'll be at if I don't check in tonight. You always want to have a backup plan. Because if you fall here and are unable to walk, you're not going to see anybody today, and you can't use your phone. So if you come down here by yourself, you want to make sure you've left instructions. My instructions were Route 169, Moffat County, Colorado, Vermillion Creek, Medicine Wheel, Petroglyph area. So hopefully they'd be smart enough to know how to get down here. It's not like the public hasn't been down here sometimes, but this time of year, nada, nothing, no way. So of course, I'm going to go down and look at the petroglyphs, and then that's one angle. And then the only other angle is there are all sorts of things all over this area where people have, gosh, where am I even at? People have done all sorts. They have there are stacked rocks up the road here, and those I always go to the right and come down here. I hope I'm going the right way. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I think I'm going the right way. But there have been a couple others too where people have done the rock stack, which is a very common okay, I think I know. Well, this is great. God, is this what I did the other day where I ended up? Wait a minute. But anyway, I think it's people just leaving blazes, if you will, blazes for themselves, I think, so that when they come back, here's a fire. I'm certainly not going to get all excited and say that's the blaze. But it is a blaze. See, and even if I thought it was, okay, so I found the blaze, and then what? This is not good. Well, this is great, folks. You can watch me again. You get kind of confused. I think that's exactly what I did the other day. I came up here, I saw the blaze, and then I had to walk around to the left. We're out in it. Oh. I don't know what the temperature is today, but it's that kind of weather where you sweat. It was just like the first day. It's probably in the 50s. You sweat, you stop, your sweat freezes and gets cold. Then you're cold, and then you zip up your jacket, then you sweat again. It's exactly what I did the other day. Went too far to the right. I remember this, as a matter of fact. All right, well, it's interesting up there, isn't it? I just made a big deal out of how it wouldn't be, he wouldn't have come this far down. And then I see that and I go, that could be it. Okay, so here is the way down to the medicine wheel. That's interesting. Do I think he could do that, though? Quite frankly, no. On the other hand, he's Forrest Fenn. Sounds like a line out of a movie, doesn't it? But it's true. I mean, the guy grew up basically while I was, racing slot cars inside on a sunny day. He was out in the woods fishing and riding horses. So, well, here's what I was looking at. Came up there. Don't see anything. I would love to literally find this while I've got these on. But they kind of distort my vision in that they blend the shadows a little bit. So I lose the ability to really discern. It distorts my light is what I'm trying to say. They're good glasses. They're good video glasses. I like them. The fisheye effect I don't really care for a lot, but I realize that it was what it is, to coin my phrase. Not my phrase. Iwi. IIWII Productions. That's what I think it's going to be called. Iwi. To do all my videos and whatever else. It is what it is Productions. Because that's kind of like what life's turned out to be. It is what it is. You get into all the bullshit when you're younger and trying to figure this out and figure that out. And then you go, finally, you just go, it is what it is. Don't read too much into it. Unless there's a reason to. Huh. Very interesting. Like I said, these are distorting my light. Not my vision, but my light. And this looks like a very interesting area right here. So even though it really has nothing to do with anything, since I'm up here, I'm just going to look. There's a medicine wheel. I decided to put these on to give you an idea of, see again, do we really think Forrest Fenn's going down here when he's 80? Do we think the average person's going down here with 20 pounds twice when they're 40? I mean, look at this. And then you have to come back up. And you're baby stepping so you don't fall. I mean, it just seems to me like this would be a real pain in the ass way to bury a treasure. Okay, so here we are again at the medicine wheel. And like I said, from here, I'm going to got the 4 2 lines, and then the circle. I've read it's 28.5 feet or 27.5 feet. Oh, look, people have put coins here. There's the treasure. People have put coins there. That girl, someone left what it looks like, well, it is a ring. It doesn't look like a ring. It's a ring, and there's a feather. And people are leaving rocks. And it's interesting that people, yeah, a bunch of coins. And they've been there a while. They look pretty, holy shit, it's not weed head, is it? I collect coins. That looks like a, possibly, it looks like probably a pre-67 quarter too, which I could use, but not going to mess with their stupid coins. All right, I'm going to the Petroglyphs. He said he could see water. And he said he could smell pinyon pines. Are these things pinyon pines? I don't know what they are. And then later he said he wished he'd never said that, so I don't know what that meant either. Anyway, and of course this creek right now is like totally dry, so. But he said, you know, if I were you, I'd go out in the spring as another clue. So I guess that'd probably be your best opportunity to see the area he was in when it had water. Would actually infer maybe runoff from snow. So maybe it is, maybe the Yellowstone people are correct. Hell, I don't mind making that my next trip, Yellowstone. As long as the volcano doesn't explode while I'm there, that'd be about my friggin' luck. Just as I'm about there, we're having warnings of seismic, you know, blah blah. Temperatures warming up, springs are. Another guy just got scalded to death. Did you hear about that thing with that guy that fell in the springs? Holy God, what a way to go. It's out there farting around in Yellowstone and you fall in the boiling springs and you're dead. Or I guess, well, yeah, he died. Came from that away. And I'm hoping I'm walking towards the petroglyphs at the creek. By the way, that person I just mentioned that died in the springs, for God's sakes, it was not anything to do with Fenn's treasure. He was just, I'm enormously interested in this super volcano. I'd like to do a video on that. What was I going to say? Oh, so that's just kind of stuff I like to read about. So super volcano. So anyway, oh yeah, it's got to be with the way the petroglyphs. Yeah, can you imagine? Just vacationing. But what a horrible way to go. Boiling water. Fire and boiling water. 2 ways I wouldn't want to go. So on that happy note, I'll let you know when I get to the Petroglyph. Ooh, kind of an amazing place to find myself on a Saturday afternoon. Beautiful weather for almost November in Wyoming. I mean, Colorado. But I mean, look at this. Beautiful, huh? So like I said, there's Vermillion Creek. I'm just assuming that this path is heading towards the Petroglyphs. I don't know what else would cause enough traffic to cause a path and the Petroglyphs. And of course, we're right on a trail, so we're almost negating Fenn's another clue that it's not right next to a trail. So it just gets totally defeating. I mean, I'm totally cool with just going and looking at the petroglyphs. But if it's all on the side of a trail, including when I first see the petroglyphs, then I'm just going to assume that they aren't going to have anything to do with oh great. Oh really? Huh. Lots of animal tracks everywhere. Oh, here's human tracks. But again, footprints and that almost looked like a dog and a person. But tracks stay out here a long time. Very dry area. All right. Not seeing petroglyphs yet. Still haven't found the petroglyphs, but I'll tell you this. I feel pretty good about this. I just like the whole look of it. But, hello? Wow, it almost echoes in here. I think down there it probably would. Look at that. But anyway, you know, in my first video, I was up west of Denver, in Bear Creek, and I ran across a guy's jacket hanging in the tree. It was like a fishing jacket or something, and I wondered, you know, why anybody would be so stupid. And now I know why. Because you just get tired of having to deal with it. It's hot, it's cold, it's hot, it's cold, and you'll just pick it up on the way back. Another mystery solved in my life of endless quests and questions. Questions. That's a good idea for a website. Quest and questions. Questions and quest. Questioning quest. Stones around here are just... Come on, Eric. Where are the friggin' petroglyphs? Looks like I still got a ways to go. But what I like is the fact that there is wet mud down on the bottom of this creek. So we're back to Fenn saying he buried the treasure where he could see water and mountains. And boy, and I think he either said in that or added on later, and animals, but I'm not sure about that. And I know he talked about these pinyon pines that he then later said he shouldn't have said. I don't know pines. I don't know if those are pinyon or what. But anyway, I'll tune you back in when I get to the paintings. Something interesting happened. I'm going back to get my jacket. See when I go in there? See how out here? Sun? Something interesting happens when you go in there. Temperature drops like 20 degrees. In the cold? I don't know. All I know is it's cold enough I'm not staying in there without a jacket on, so back to pick up my jacket. Only time I've ever thought of leaving my jacket to pick up later, and I immediately regret it. Anyway, later. Yeah. So, got my jacket. It's cold. A lot colder in here in the shade. And it's hard to avoid the shade because we're in this very... I mean, I can tell you folks, never in my life did I ever expect to be somewhere like this. I mean, this is just amazing to just be here. Again, I'm going to have to take off my glasses because shadows, I mean, I'm just not sure of my footing with using these for sunglasses, especially. Well, I guess not too bad. I'm in the cold, and it looks like I'm increasingly in the wood. Or is that the other way around? So, I always thought it meant you went in the water and got cold. May still mean that. Because, at this point on the creek, I passed some water. You know, I'm wondering if this is that area that this guy was talking about on the blog. He said he went and ran this big pond of water and he didn't want to go any further. But I think he'd seen the petroglyphs by then. Alright, well, I'm going to put these on later. Word to the wise. You've heard me refer in the past to ankle break. This is ankle break country. I made the mistake of going off the creek because I thought up here there might be a path going along, you know, around. No. If you're coming up here, stick to the creek without a paddle, because otherwise you're just in a virtual minefield of little rocks and crevices and plants trying to grab your ass.